Alright guys, this is the follow-up video to a previous video I posted about 6 months ago about this firearm here. Smith & Wesson 686 357 series, 357 Magnum. I had posted about 6 months ago when I got this and it was not functioning properly. I believe I titled it Revolver Fail. Anyway, I got quite a few comments in the last week, a handful in that video, asking what the story was in the gun. I kind of forgot about the video and I decided I was going to post this one here. Just to let you guys know what all happened. I kind of read the comments in the last one, took some advice, and it was kind of what I was planning on doing anyway, which is send it to Smith & Wesson. They shipped it to them, or they sent me a shipping label and I shipped it to them, that is. Free of charge to me via FedEx there and back, about 3.5 or 4 week turnaround. When I was there, I asked an inquiry about what the status was after about 3 weeks, and I don't think I really got a reply. So it was kind of a weird situation. But anyway, they sent it. It wound up being a little bit of a cluster to get it back just because they shipped it weekdays only, daytime only, 21 and over signature. I was at work, and of course my apartment's got a key code on it and everything, so nobody could leave it here. So I went ahead and tracked it down, about a 40-minute drive to go get it. But whatever the case, got it back. That's no fault of Smith & Wesson. They just wanted to make sure it was secure, and I didn't really have any say in how it got shipped back to me. So anyway, firearm, we will pick it up here and just verify. It is clear. There you have it. And of course it does function. I won't take up as much time as I did on the last video. But anyway, the firearm's clear. And trigger pull. They did replace several things. I've got the receipt here, and it does feel like a different gun. When you pull the trigger now, or squeeze the trigger that is, you can hear several clicks in the process like it should, which is as rotating the cylinder and everything. It feels crisper and smoother than it did before. Last time I felt a little bit maybe mushy. I don't remember exactly, this is 6 months ago, but you can tell it's a different gun. They fixed some stuff. Fires every time. I put 50 rounds through it Wednesday morning. That's why it's still a little dirty here. Those 50 rounds proved to me the gun is working. I still want to put a couple boxes through it, another 150 rounds maybe, before I would take this as an only like hiking gun in dangerous animal territory. I probably wouldn't take this as an only weapon, maybe for Alaska or something. But here in Colorado, you don't want to carry more than 3 pounds, whatever this thing weighs. It's too much. It just weighs you down. Anyway, cool gun. It works now. Smith & Wesson took care of it, no cost to me. They gave me an itemized list here of what they did, so we'll go over this real quick. Let's see. So perform service evaluate / repair, which is replace sear, repair hand, replace sear spring. And then there's the names of the guys who took care of this bill. Thanks to them, no cost to me. Gun works great now. I'm still happy with Smith & Wesson's. I really do like them. They're just cool guns. Yeah, super nice gun. Nice and heavy. It feels, I mean, the build quality is great. The only thing I ever had a problem with was that trigger, which I didn't post that previous video to bash Smith & Wesson because I hadn't given them an opportunity to fix it. I did have them fix it. They did fix it. It turned out great. I really like it. I'll test a little bit and just to double check that it works. If it does fail again, I'll make sure everybody knows. I'll post another video, but I don't expect that to be the case, I would say. This thing was a kind of a display. I mean, it had been at the gun shop probably about a month or so before I bought it, and it probably had dry fired, dozens of times a day. That may or may not have caused any problems, but it may or may not have been the Smith & Wesson quality control issue. One of the previous comments of the other video mentioned that it could be like a heat treatment of the internal mechanisms, and whenever I fired the first few times, it would have broken or chipped some of those parts just from a bad heat treat. Maybe it got too hard and brittle. It may have been. I didn't hear anything rattle around the gun or anything like pieces were broken, but it could have been that way from the factory, or it could have been quality control. It could have been somebody at the gun shop dropping it. Who knows? Because if a dozen people handle this thing a day and somebody drops it or something, you never know. So no fault of Smith & Wesson is my stance on it. They fixed it, no cost. Like I said, it's probably between shipping and repairing. I'm sure that was several $100s if I would have sent it somewhere else. So gun came back good. It feels much better than it did, and it actually fires every time. It does have a super light trigger though. So I mean, like obscenely light. That's maybe it's just my numb fingers, but that feels lighter than a pound maybe. I don't know, maybe it is a pound. Sweet gun though. I'll go fire it a few more times. If I run into any more problems, I'll let you guys know. Otherwise, Smith & Wesson, you know, they're a fantastic company. Their customer service is pretty darn good. There's a couple little quirks, which is like the return shipping. I didn't give them any special instructions, and it just wound up being a little goofy. And then the communication when you're waiting a month for a gun and you ask, hey, you know, where's it at? That communication's a little wonky. Like a couple different departments aren't talking to each other or something, but not really a big deal. I just, you know, getting kind of antsy about that. Well, I got this thing back in January, or I bought it in maybe November. That's probably about when I posted the video, 6 months from before now, I don't know. Had some issues with it, sent it in, got it back after a month, got it back in roughly January or so, early January, and I played around with it then, and it was good, and I've shot it several times since. It's had about 100 rounds through it, and I'm just not shooting as much as I thought it would be, mostly because it was cold out. So, moving forward, let's see. Yeah, I'll just play around with it a little bit more, and I'll keep you guys posted, like I said. Smith & Wesson's a good company. I really like their stuff. They're just cool guns. They're not old-fashioned by any means. These are very high-quality, modern, you know, firearms, and they're just fun to shoot. They're super accurate. This gun is accurate. The sights are off a little bit, but it's a tack driver. It's a tack driver in the sense that you'll put bullets in the same holes, you know, at 25 yards pretty easily, just because those sights are pretty fantastic. Let's see if we can get a sight picture here. Yeah, pretty awesome sights. Anyway, that'll be that for that video. Just want to let you guys know what the status was on that, and just I wanted to clarify, and I don't know if I've done that very well. What I'm trying to clarify is I didn't post that previous video to bash Smith & Wesson. I posted that previous video just to alert people and kind of, you know, shock the Revolver guys. They're always like, oh yeah, you want some reliable, you gotta buy a Revolver, it'll go bang every time, there's nothing wrong with a Revolver, nothing fails. Well, it's a mechanical device, stuff does fail. It did fail in this one. They fixed it, they itemized the list of what was wrong, and that was a brand new gun, and it didn't work, and you know, I carried it as an only weapon in bear country before I fired it much. So, and then it started jamming after 3 or 4 rounds, so that would have been bad news. So make sure your equipment's clean, make sure it's in good shape, test it before you use it, and that goes to show the Revolver can fail on you. And if you're packing a Revolver to take care of bears, say on a hike, it might not be the silver bullet you would think it is. So just double check everything and just know your stuff can fail, and a Revolver's not a perfect device. So that's what that video is for. It wasn't against Smith & Wesson. It's more targeted at the Revolver guys that are claiming that it's the diehard guys are claiming that it's the perfect weapon. So anyway, it doesn't happen very often, probably 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 10,000, but there you have it. You guys have a great day.